Hey guys, this is Marty Angler from Angling Waters Outdoors, and you're listening to my pally, Manny Moonraker, right here on UFO Buster Radio Network. Hey Manny, you know why I fish at night? Can you say UFO? UFO. That's right.
Hey, this is Manny Moonraker and UFO Buster Radio, UFO report number 102. I'm here with you today because last week I promised that we were going to listen to something that came out of Dr. Greer's mouth regarding Elizondo and the Tic Tac video and all that news coverage that came out. And, it took some doing, but I finally got the clip. Greer and the gang, they'll probably get pissed off about it. It's going to be a serious dilemma, if you get my drift. If you know Greer, you know what I just meant. But, you can't really argue with the guy when you hear what I'm about to play for you. And so, the background to this is basically Greer is up there. He's doing his thing. He's doing an interview with Carol Rosen. And the video link is in the description, at least to the Serious Disclosure YouTube channel where you can see this. It's a 4-part interview. And the interview perspective is basically somebody in Greer's home is recording him conducting the interview through the internet. Now, what's funny about this, and it's pretty hilarious, is the fact that the video itself is really about the Atacama alien baby UFO thingy. That little body that he found back in the day, the 6-inch tall, what they say at one point was a fetus, and then somebody else said it was like a little 6-year-old, 6-inch girl. And then, of course, Greer at one point was saying that this was something completely different, not human. And even in this videos, if you guys decided you want to go see it, you'll even hear him say that he never said it was alien, but maybe it's aliens. So he did one of those in there, but I didn't put that in this clip because, geez Louise, Greer, get it together. Anyway, before we get into that, we got one thing, and that is I got to remind you guys to share, like, and subscribe. You got to keep hope alive. You got to keep the channel going. And, I've been getting a lot of favorable, really nice comments. Things like, Manny Moonraker, he basically keeps it real. He's not rubber dicking anybody. He's not trying to twist things around. He's just going to say what's on his mind, and that's it. And that's basically what the show's about. So all you idiots out there who think that I'm trying to, twist somebody's mind or take over, in many ways I am. I can't help it. That's what we do. That's what podcasters do. They try to change people's minds. But the fact is that I really just want to have an open conversation about this nonsense that's called ufology and all the little rubber dicking fuckers in it that are trying to ruin it just because they want to make a few bucks on a book, or they want to piece some bodies together, stick it in formaldehyde, and say that they found the missing link. That happened in South America somewhere. So anyway, the video itself is pretty good, coming from a good old-fashioned Greer. But if you want to hear more and you want to keep the show alive, follow me on Facebook, like it, share it, tweet it, do whatever you got to do. But follow me on the Facebook pages, Manny Moonraker and UFO Buster Radio. Also hit me up on Twitter at UFO Buster Radio. And lastly, sometimes I get a little froggy, and I will actually dare to post pictures of a bunch of crazy nonsense. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, it is at Manny Moonraker. And what can I say? I get bored sometimes, and I gotta be posting stuff because everybody else does. Why can't I? I want to be part of the gang too. I want to be in the in crowd. That's what it's all about. So before we head over to the Greer thing, check out what the sponsor has to say. Hey, this is Manny Moonraker, and I want to tell you about a place that's going to save you that trip to Vegas. Yeah, like you guys, I like going to Vegas and playing a little, winning a little, maybe losing a little, but I don't like to travel. So I'm going to recommend that you guys do what I do, and I visit mybcasino.ag. That's right, M as in money, Y as in yes, and B as in bravo, because it's fantastic. And let me tell you, unlike Vegas, they give tons of free spins. You get to enjoy every single game, and they give you offers. And on top of that, for signing up, you get a 200% welcome bonus. You don't get that in Vegas, people. As a matter of fact, where you might have experienced at other websites, you're not going to experience here, because they have lightning fast payout systems that guarantee that you'll get your cash quick when you hit it big. The one thing that really blew me out about this website is the fact that they actually have a live dealer casino. That's right, real people that are going to be there dealing out things like cards to you. If you're a poker nut or a blackjack nut like I am, this is the place for you. The best thing is I can enjoy this from my couch at home, or I can enjoy it from my smartphone, or even from my iPad or tablet. There is no limit to this other than the fact that you don't have to travel. You are not going to have to get on an airplane or take a bus or whatever to go to Vegas, because Vegas right now is coming to you courtesy of mybcasino.ag. So if you want to get in on the action, go to mybcasino.ag now and sign up using the promo code UFO. That's right, you're listening to UFO Buster Radio, and that's your promo code UFO, and ensure that you're eligible for all of our future promotions and bonuses. So, come on, you can do it. Go to Vegas from your couch, go to Vegas from your tablet, go to Vegas from your cell phone. Just don't pay for the travel expenses. So you play, you win, you get paid again and again and again, and that's M as in money, Y as in yes, B as in bravo, mybcasino.ag, and don't forget to put in your special code, and that is the code UFO. What a cool promo, huh? UFO. I mean, come on. Anybody else who wants to advertise on this show, you better use that promo, because that's the way it should be. Anyway, so getting back into the Greer video, we're about to play is there's a lot of minutes in here, because he goes into Elizondo hard. I mean, he hits that dude hard in the nuggets, and then he kind of veers off a little bit, because the fact is Greer is pissed off as hell. And I said it a few episodes ago, where are the Stevens? Here is one of them. Here's Stephen Greer. He's pissed off that ufology is being hijacked, and basically he's not the one wearing the black mask. It's To the Stars Academy and the cronies. They're coming in and they're whipping everybody's ass into shape, because they've got so-called military video that has to do with real UFOs, and they probably do, right? I mean, to date, no one has ever said that thing in the video is a real ET UFO. No one's ever said that, unfortunately. But what we do know is that it's unidentified, and basically To the Stars Academy took over all kind of media and all kind of stuff. What this 4-part interview is about really is about Atacama alien Chilean thingy, which basically not too long ago there was a article that was printed by somebody that has Greer, he's not even going to pull himself up by his big girl panties. He's whipping them shits off. Greer is like taking off his big girl panties, and he's running around the neighborhood like it's a flag. And it's a red alert flag, because he is not happy about it. And you'll hear it in this thing. He pretty much is pissed off that somebody shit all over his Atacama alien baby. And he's pissed off that To the Stars Academy is getting all the cool, accolades and news media and all that shit. And in a way, you can't blame him. I mean, he was a prima donna for so long. I mean, come on, let's give the guy a break. Somebody give him something so he can put them big girl panties back on, and we could just be done with this. Anyway, here's a Greer having his moment. And by the way, just to give you a little bit more backstory, one of the reasons he's really pissed off about the Atacama alien thingy baby 6-inch weirdo is because somebody said at one point that this is probably some kind of an anomaly that was caused by some kind of genetics, and it would be impossible for it to repeat itself. And apparently out in Russia, Putin has one of these also. I guess the secret police went to whoever found this little 6-inch weird thing, and they actually took it. But Greer is saying, well, now there you go. Not only did we have one in Chile, but now there was one discovered in Russia. This is not a random anomaly. So anyway, here's the deal for your listening pleasure, and I'll be back.
We want more information on the Russia case. Apparently a Japanese news crew went over there before the FSB confiscated the Russian being, and they got a lot of material and evidence, and we want a full investigation in Russia to find where this body went. Where did this small, unusual looking body went? Where is it now? Has it been incinerated? Is it in a lab? Is it in an underground base? Did it get taken out of the country and brought to the United States, where it's in a black project? We need to know where this is. So there's a great deal of research. What I'm saying is the case on this is not closed. It's just opening. But the New York Times, everything that's fit the print, of course, what a joke, has said case is closed, and that it's a deformed human girl. Now, I don't know what it is. I want to go back to the fact that in the film Sirius, at the press conference after, and to this very moment on this date in 2018, I am saying, I don't know what it is. I honestly don't. And an honest researcher will say that because I don't have a database of ET DNA to match it with. You see what I'm saying? I know the CIA does. In fact, in this email I got from this senior CIA official, he was talking that he's studying something that doesn't match to their, quote, alien DNA database. They have that. That's explosive, what he admitted in that email. That's another whole story. But that it isn't a human, but it also doesn't appear to be, quote, an alien. And of course, I'll have to have a conversation with him. It's probably a PLF, a program life form, the fake ones that they use to abduct people with. He's probably, one of those probably got captured. Remember, 99% of everything you will ever read and see on this subject is hoaxed. 99%. That includes all the abduction data, the mutilation data, everything that is portraying these aliens as a threat to us, as harming us. It's all a lie. It's all been hoaxed. And we've known this for 20 years, 25 years. And everyone in the intelligence community at a senior level know that. Now, they won't say it to the public. There are those like Elizondo, who is head of the Threat Assessment Office at the Pentagon, to spin it in the direction of an alien threat, like Wernher von Braun told you they would. But we're seeing now what we're in front of our very eyes, Carol. We are seeing played out before us what Wernher von Braun predicted in the 70s.
Well, for sure. In fact, you see boxes all around me. My husband and I have now moved to another location so I can start working more on this, focused with it, especially with my Russian colleagues who know what you're saying. Yeah. They talk about the disinformation, the different perspectives, belief systems, interpretations, and it's why I kind of stopped working with this community that is focused on selling books and tapes and conferences and poster people. Right. But it isn't changing anything. I'm interested in working with people who want to cause a change. If it's possible, we've got to come together and finally tell the truth. Yes. We have nothing to lose. If you listen to Dr. Guy McPherson, who supports your work, of course, he's an expert who's been on the show several times. He says that because we're not waking up to the truth and facing it, it's very possible that the whole human species will not be here within 10 years or less. It could happen in a blink of an eye. And if you look at what's going on the planet, I could list the different things, but won't take the time. Or the bigwobble.org, you read about it and see pictures. You see we're in really dire, grave conditions.
Yes, we are.
All over the world.
We are.
So what you're doing is so vitally important. And would you give all of your contact information, the Netflix information about the documentary, how people can reach you? Let's get that right in to make sure we don't miss this opportunity for people to contact you, and what you would like for people to do.
Well, we want people to contact us if they have more information and are whistleblowers on the possibility of corruption in this case, whether it's at Stanford or UCSF or at Cold Spring Harbor and Genome Research Magazine. We need whistleblowers to come forward. We need people to come forward who are scientists to further review the data and who are experts in ancient DNA to make comments on the legitimacy of these conclusions that were reached. We need the public to contact all of you listening, that office at Stanford, and also the editor of Genome Research Magazine, Dr. Sussman, and to get your to express your dismay at how this has been handled. And eventually we're going to ask that we're going to put a clipping file together of all the media that has carried this outrageous story, to ask them to investigate the truth and to retract these statements that they have made. Because the media, as you know, has colluded with the intelligence community on this. There's no chance that the media just discovered this obscure journal. How many media people know about genome research? How many people know? Suddenly it goes from appearing in that to being worldwide news overnight, when all the work we have done putting together the hard evidence of the proof of ET and UFO research has never been covered by them? Never. What's going on here? That's the proof of the corruption of the media. So we feel there should be people who are very good investigative reporters who are independent of the mainstream media to drill down on where are the points of corruption. As Special Agent Richard Doty said, we carry bags of cash to these editors. We want to find out who are the people on the inside of the New York Times and CNN and BBC that are corrupt and who have been corrupting this story. And then as soon as Elizondo and this disinformation rat pack want to have this one gun camera footage case in December, on December 16th known, it's worldwide news, whereas the number one documentary in the world unacknowledged, that's on Netflix and iTunes and everywhere, on this subject, has never been mentioned in any of the mainstream media. Why? Because in the documentary, we have you talking about this hoaxed alien threat. We have an expose of the corruption of the media. We have an expose of the corruption of the academic community, because we mentioned the Condon report, and of course this is before all this. This is another whole documentary that we need to create here. We will. We need help with that, by the way. But I think that the public needs to understand that there's something very fishy going on, and that the fact that all of this has become headline news based on a poorly done study that has reached outrageously wild, implausible conclusions by any common sense analysis. Never mind if you're a PhD in genetics. But the people with PhDs are looking at that and going, this is utter junk, complete junk. So how does that make its way onto the front page of the New York Times? How does that make its way into Cold Spring Harbor's flagship Genome Research Journal, where Watson and Crick discovered the DNA molecule? This is an outrageous series of events. This is global news. Now, whether it will ever be covered honestly, I don't know. I've been doing this for 28 years, and I've never seen the media treat this subject honestly yet, because they're in the back pocket of the intelligence community. That paper I
and
just
certainly not in this country and allies. When I was in Russia, traveled internationally, it does go out, but not
It does.
here.
Yeah, well, maybe the news media in Russia or Russia Today or Pravda or the Chinese news agency will report this. But it's something that needs to get reported globally. We're on this planet together, 7.7 billion people. We have very limited time to fix this problem. And this question of, are we alone in the universe? How are they getting here? What are the technologies they're using to get here? And could that save the world's environment and eliminate poverty and the collapse of the ecosystem? Yes. So that's why I'm doing this. I left my medical career to do this, because in the heart of this issue, and the disclosure, factual, truthful disclosure of this issue, is the ability for the human race to go forward not only in space peacefully, but to live on this planet without destroying it. Because the technologies that they've kept from us, just like the information they've kept from us, would give us free and clean energy, no pollution, soundless travel, anti-gravity. We would never need roads again. We would never need any pollution. Poverty on this planet would be eliminated in 1 generation. There would be no poverty on this planet in 1 generation. All of that is possible still, Carol, but it isn't going to happen until we as a people come together and make it so. And I think that that's one of the real calls to action. Everyone from Vladimir Putin to the president of China to Theresa May in the UK, many of these people, they all need to understand what's at stake here. And the reason that we have had this case submarined is that they're trying to move everything you and I are doing aside so that they have a clear playing field for the alien threat announcement. This is what I wanted to get to at the end of your program. What is the point of all this? Now, I don't think Dr. Nolan understands this because this is past his pay grade. In the intelligence community, they would know. But there is a methodology being followed here. Let's discredit anything related to the actual truth and people doing truth-telling like we are on this. And let's magnify the people who are the running scams, as the CIA guy says, about the TTSA group and the counterintelligence and CIA people who are fronting for this cabal, who are trying to prepare the world for the alien threat so that we can spend trillions of dollars on a fake threat that doesn't exist and put weapons all over space, which has just been announced. This is an existential crisis. People think this is sort of some gadfly weird little thing on the side about this life form, this Atacama humanoid, and what you're doing. No, this is the future of the human race that's at stake here. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it. So,
and the pieces are being put together to support everything you're saying. Even Elon Musk, whose top people told me he will not support the words peace in space, not even to continue the cooperation, which is all there is in outer space right now, let alone mention the signing of the treaty to ban all space-based weapons, which would open up all the truth and disclose all and let the portals of information come in. No. So people have a hard time discerning, though, for who to listen to. And what you've done is put together a constellation, not of Elon Musk's kind of satellites to cover the world, which has just been announced he's getting ready to do, but you've put together a constellation of people and information that is amazing.
Right, and this is what we have. I mean, if you go to our website, SiriusDisclosure.com, SIRIUS Disclosure.com, there are links to dozens of military and intelligence and corporate whistleblowers who are giving you real information. There are all the images of this, the CAT scans, the Dr. Lockman's report from Stanford. All of that is there. We're being as transparent as we can possibly be. And we're always trying to say, we're not alone in the universe. We have been visited. The technologies have been developed from studying this that could save the world's environment and create justice and peace here and in space. But it has to happen in a way where there now has to be a groundswell. People are going to have to get first outraged that they've been left out of the loop, but then take constructive action. And we need more whistleblowers to come forward, and we need more people in high places in Russia and other countries, because I'm very patriotic. My mother's family were some of the original prisoner of war with the British in founding the United States. But I have to say, I think the United States has become a lost cause. The corruption here is so bad. The corruption of the media, the collusion with academia and the media and the intelligence community is so entrenched that we need help from Russia and China and Brazil and Chile and Bolivia and wherever, France. We need countries to understand, don't wait for the United States. And this is one of my messages to Vladimir Putin and to China. Do not wait for the United States. The United States, at this point, has lost its ability to lead on this matter. And in fact, it is the crown jewel and the global secrecy on this. It is the biggest economy. It has the most technology. It's where most of the assets are that are based.
All right, there it is. Basically, there's Greer, and he's not happy, and he thinks Elizondo is a disinformation campaign superstar. And when you listen to him and how he talks about all this media coverage and how he basically he got rubber dicked, him and his little 6-inch pal got totally rubber dicked out of news media, except for the recent article that pretty much trashed him as far as what his finding was. But he's so upset that To the Stars Academy and Elizondo have pretty much taken over the limelight. He's left with his garter belt and no one to marry. Well, it sucks, Greer. It really sucks. But I think that you and Bassett can get together and really put something really good, really out of this world, and come up with a credible challenge to the Stars Academy, DeLong, Elizondo, even Deuce Bigelow, the male space gigolo. You can take them out too. This has been UFO Report number 102, and if you have any opinion about this, please share it. Go to my social media, follow me, tweet, do whatever, follow, share, whatever you gotta do, and comment. Let me know what you think about this craziness, these hurt feelings that Greer has right now. And I implore you to watch the video, because this is not the same Greer from 4 years ago. There's a different Greer here. And maybe he just doesn't have the fight in him to keep hope alive. But with that said, this is Manny Moonraker, and I'm checking out, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Well, you'll see me before then if you're on social media, but you'll hear from me in a couple of days. I'll be back.